leading only 7 laps, but he led one of the most important ones. He came away with the victory last week. So a lot of storylines are gonna unfold before us here tonight. Like we mentioned, Robbie Adi and Jake Potak, we're going to see how they race together tonight. We're sure to see them tangle at some point here. Are the same drivers going to continue to dominate throughout this one? Are other drivers going to be able to make a push to the front? We know it's a plate track, so we know anything can happen here. We're going to have the big one at some point, you would imagine. And our drivers in the rear are going to be able to avoid that, sneak up to the front, and make some noise in this Norse Force Invader series. Taking a look at the point standings here. We mentioned that Aaron Mulrooney Jr. was in the lead last week. He has since dropped to 4th place in the points. Robbie Adi stays put at tied for him at 4th. But your new points leader, Lucas Cram, has been a pretty big force here. He's won a race. He actually won 2 races, now that I'm looking at my notes. The Iowa 100 and the Texas 100 lap race to kick off the season. So Lucas Cram's really been a force to be reckoned with, and he's going to look for his 3rd win of the season here tonight and keep that points lead. Right behind him is Dominic Howe, who made a great move to get to the front last week, getting the win and moving up 3 spots in the points to hold on to that 2nd place position. Chase Bonzer, we mentioned him a lot last week as well. He's sitting pretty in 3rd in points. A couple more names for you as we go down this list. Justin Walters will be in 6th. 7th in points is Tyler Davis. 8th, quietly, is Robert Milliken. And tied right there is Derek Winter. And rounding out your top 10 is Josh Zentek. He had a rough week last week. I believe crashed out early, but he's made his way, still hanging on to 10th place in points. So good job by him here. So as we take a look around this 2.5 mile tri-oval, we're going to reach some high speeds here today. For those of you unfamiliar with how pack racing works, a lot of these trucks are restricted by what is literally called a restrictor plate. So every truck is going to be more or less equal. The Norse Force Invader series does run a baseline setup as well, so all the cars are equal every week, but this one you're really going to see a lot of equality. Drafting is key. You're going to see pack racing, and you might see some bumping. The trucks are fun to bump in. They usually stay pretty straight, so you're going to be able to beat and bang the fenders, and we're going to take a look at that, I'm sure, before too long. So Daytona Motor Speedway, commonly known as one of the best in NASCAR, between Daytona, Talladega. That's the name that a lot of people who are casual fans of the sport definitely know. You have some little less known tracks like Bristol and Dover. They'll get to know those. But Daytona is where it started, and Daytona is where we're going to do battle tonight. Track was built in 1959 by the NASCAR founder, William France Sr., and it was repaved in January 2016. So it's a nice clean track. Like we mentioned, 2.5 miles, 31 degrees of banking in the oval. And if you've not experienced 31 degrees of banking, you're in for it tonight. We'll give you a look on the trucks as we head around the track, and you'll be able to see just how much these drivers strain to keep the truck straight for 150 miles around this one. So like we mentioned, a lot of pack racing is going to occur here tonight. So the question remains, are drivers going to be patient? It's 150 miles. That equates to 60 laps around this 2.5 mile tri-oval. And each lap is going to be somewhere around 50-something seconds. You see, we're taking a look at the qualifying time. So we're pulling in right now around 51 seconds, 52 seconds. So this race, in theory, if it goes green the whole way, would last about an hour. Don't think we're going to have that kind of luck here tonight, but we'll find out. Maybe we're surprised. The drivers earlier in the day had talked about cautions. Are there going to be a lot? Are there going to be a little? Will drivers behave? And that's something we're definitely going to have to look out for as this race goes on. Are drivers being patient, or are we seeing guys try to maybe push it a little bit at the start, try and get in front of the wreck? In terms of super speedway racing, there's kind of two schools of thought. The first being get to the front, stay at the front, because then the wreck happens behind you. And the second school of thought is stay in the back, avoid the wreck, then move to the front. So we'll see both of those strategies come into play here tonight. And a lot of it depends on your teammates, who you're drafting with, who you're placed with, who you're qualifying with. A lot of these drivers are going to be really tight in qualifying. So again, it might not be these top guys we see at the front. We'll kind of see how that plays out. But going back to those two schools of thought, you notice that neither of them included running right in the middle. Middle's commonly one of the most dangerous places to be, and you got to wonder, are drivers really going to try to avoid that here tonight? Carl and Kevin getting some love from Real Rando in the chat. So if you're watching and you want to join along, definitely shout out your favorite driver here tonight. We'll be sure to give him a shout out on the broadcast. 55 seconds here left of qualifying, and we are just about to go green. It's just like that, and we are ready to go here. So before we get kicking off here, we're going to give it a quick turnaround to one of our sponsors for the Norse Force Racing League, Blaze Pizza. We'll be right back.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast bar perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Back live here at Daytona, qualifying complete. We're going to be able to show you the grid here momentarily. Lucas Cram is going to be your pole sitter tonight. And you see Derek Winter and Ryan Libby also filling in the grid right there. Lucas Cram, the points leader, we mentioned him. We'll see how his race is going to go. We're excited for this one here tonight. Drivers starting to file in on pit road. You see that 8 truck of Josh Zentek, the 81 of Chase Bonser. A lot of guys who we've mentioned a lot throughout this season are certainly going to be getting ready to have a go at it as we get underway. There's the 44 now, just pulling into his pole position there. Now let's take you through the field here. So starting on the pole, going to be the 44 truck of Lucas Cram. On his outside, the 8 of Josh Zentek. Heading on to row number 2 with Chase Bonser in the 81. On his outside will be the 4 truck of Carl Handwerk, who we don't quite see on the grid just yet. There he is, just as we say that. Right behind them, Derek Winter will be starting 5th, and Aaron Mulrooney Jr. in the number 2 will be back behind him. Next row, Kevin Foster. We saw him battle toward the front a lot last week. He'll be starting 7th. Ryan Libby is on his outside, starting in the 8th position. Rolling off 9th is going to be the 29 machine of Chris Kynes. On his outside is the 6 truck of Andrew Santo. Starting behind them, Skylar Carnes in the 47. And back behind him, Tyler Davis in the 45 machine will be starting 12th. 13th is going to be the 32 of John Robert Masterson. And starting 14th is going to be Andrew Rattel in the 13 machine. Trucks rolling off the pit road here as we continue down the grid. 15th is going to be Alex Vasilio in the 15 truck, fittingly. And in 16th will be Joshua Stiles in the 19 machine. 20th is going to be Samuel Williams in the 48. And 21st, we've seen him start in the back all year long, the 42 of Dylan Alt. Michael DiMaggio will roll off in the 19th position, and David Ketchum in the 26th is going to roll off 20th. Dominic Howe right behind him, last week's winner, rolls off 21st, and Quinn Trimmer in the 78 will roll off 22nd. 23rd is Mark Stryker in that beautiful 77 machine. On his outside, starting 24th, is Joshua Schofield. Back behind them, William Downham and Justin Walters. And rounding out your field is Liam Sheen in the 21 machine. He starts 17th. Getting ready to go green here. And we have a good one on tap for you. Lucas Cram going to lead the field to the line, and we are going to get ready to go green here at Daytona. It's an exciting track. Everybody loves it, and we're going to have some good racing here tonight. And can't wait to bring it to you. For the Norse Force Invader Series, this is the Daytona 150. The green flag is out, and we are underway here at Daytona. Lucas Cram leads from the line, and Josh Zentek in a beautiful American flag number 8 machine on the outside. Trucks falling in a line here, jumping to the inside, jumping to the outside. The trucks getting ready to find a spot, settle in, and get this one underway. Josh Zentek in the 8, not going to get hung out on the outside. He moves to the bottom. Lucas Cram has trouble. He's going to drop to the bottom. He might be moving to the back. Not sure what happened there. All the way down to the apron for Cram as he falls backward. We talked about it. Our truck's going to be in that front running, or are they going to be in the back? It looks like Alt is going to, or I'm sorry, Lucas Cram is going to choose the latter and move to the back and avoid the chaos toward the front of the pack. First 5 drivers are in single file along the bottom. The rest of them trying to settle in. Highline not really coming in just yet, but the bottom line seems to be sorting itself out. Highline might get faster as the race goes on. It's going to be curious to see who tries it, who makes it work. The 81 of Chase Bonzer leads the field down the stretch, and he's got Derek Winter right behind him. Winter in the 9 machine, stuck in between a couple of proximity racing guys, and right behind them there's the 8 of Josh Zentek, followed by the 4 of Carl Handwerk. Nose to tail off of 4. Truck's looking good so far as we ride along with Josh Zentek. Just seeing really how close these guys can get it. Pedal to the metal, 189, but the caution is out. Toward the back of the pack, we have trouble. Let's get you a quick instant replay and see what happened here. Not quite sure what that was for. Here we go. Quick look at what happened, why we're under caution. The 7 gets into the 42 after a spin up ahead of the 27. That was Ryan Libby. And our first caution comes out early. One more look at it here. 27 riding that high line. Into the tri-oval here. The 4 shuffle to the bottom. 26 just comes up, rubs into him. 27 in the wall, can't collect it. And Dylan Alton, the 42, is collected. That's the 7 truck right there of Michael DiMaggio getting involved, and the 27 of Ryan Libby also out. 3 trucks on pit road. That's Dylan Alt, Ryan Libby. I'm sorry, 2 trucks bring it to pit road. Those 2 trucks that we mentioned. And we are quickly under our first caution of the day. Did not take long for that, and we talked about it. How are trucks going to perform early in this race? Are people going to be aggressive? Are people going to let it go? Judging from that, People are going to be mighty aggressive here tonight. So you saw at the tri-oval, the dangerous spot to be. And we'll see how that ends up working out throughout the rest of the race. First caution, 4 laps in. We'll see if we have any takers on pit road. Looks like no one choosing to go down pit road. Not a lot of laps in the tires. And you really are not going to need tires here tonight. A couple takers toward the back of the pack. Just getting a couple extra laps of fuel in. Trying to make it work. A couple of the trucks coming down pit road. Lucas Cram in the 44. You see him right there. Making his first pit stop. Started in first, currently sitting in 17th. Dropping to the back might be a strategy here for the night. I'll be curious if that'll work out. You see Dominic Howe right there rolling off of pit road. Looks like his truck's pretty clean. Just getting a couple extra laps of fuel in that machine. And we'll be set to go here before too long. Jumping back to the front is Chase Bonser, still holding on a lead. He's going to have Derek Winter on his outside. Aaron Mulroney Jr., his teammate, behind him. And Josh Zentek back behind him. So it's going to be interesting to see how teammates play out. We're going to see who's drafting with who. And I'm sure at some point we're going to see someone jump to the top side with someone else. Hopefully a good pusher. And we'll see them challenge that bottom line. Bottom lines look strong. We're only 5 laps in the race. 3.5 have been under green flag conditions. So it really does take a couple laps for that top line to kind of file in, settle in. And I'm sure we'll see how that plays out throughout the race. And hopefully a longer green flag run. Long pace laps around this 2.5 mile tri-oval. We're going to get a look at a couple of these other machines that you don't normally get to see kind of show off paint schemes. A couple guys running alternate paint schemes here tonight. Josh Zentek is one of them. You're looking at him right now in that number 8 machine. Skylar Sucks on the back tailgate. Always a big fan of that. Always got to mention it. 83 of Kevin Foster running his Pennzoil scheme. And you see the 6 of Andrew Santo, also in a patriotic scheme. It is Veterans Day, so thank you for all of those out there who have served. You make it possible to play iRacing on a Monday night. So your service is much in debt to many of us Americans. Continuing on back here as we take a peek at the rest of these drivers. The 45 of Tyler Davis. You see Samuel Williams in that 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. Chris Kynes in that 29. He was involved in the last wreck. Looks like he's going to be dropping to the end of the line here. Dominic Howe, we mentioned him earlier. Quinn Trimmer in the 78 right there. And the always good-looking Reese's machine of David Ketchum there in the 26. Lucas Cram, we saw him drop back. Looks like his truck is clean, so he's going to be good to go here. Trying to make that back of the pack to the front of the pack work for him. Michael DiMaggio, we saw him involved in the last wreck, just slightly. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on that truck, so he should be okay to go the rest of the way. John Robert Masterson in the 32, you see him rolling by right there. And Alex Vasilio in the 15 in the race spot machine. William Downham running a different paint scheme tonight. You're looking at that one right there. Pretty much a beauty. Justin Walters back behind him. Chris Kynes going down pit road. And Liam Sheen, we saw him start at the rear. Still in the rear, making his way back around the field. A little damage on that truck, but he's going to do what he can to battle back to the front. Taking a peek back at the front here. Pace lights off on the pace car as I head down the back straightaway, getting ready to go green. Proximity Racing guys set up on that bottom line. That's Bonzer and Mulrooney Jr. ready to go. On their outside, they got Winter and Zentek to do battle with them. Some cheers for Kevin and Kynes in the chat. Curious to see how they are able to perform the rest of the way. Chris Kynes will have to make his way through a lot of drivers, but he should be able to do it. We've seen it before, and the plate track's the way to do it. We're through 7 out of 60, a long way to go. A lot of possibility for more wrecks, more action, more green flag runs. As we get ready to go back green, the pace car is off. Bonzer leads the field to the green. Green flag in the air, and we are back ready to go. And the Proximity Racing guys get a great restart right there. Almost clearing the 9 truck. Winter's going to fall on the line, and the top 3 are single file. A lot of battling going on back behind there. Winter gets a little bored on the bottom line, peeks to the outside. Don't know if he's quite going to have the run just yet, but he's going to fall back in line. He's got the 4 of Carl Handework right behind him. See if they'll jump to the top side. Winter off a 2P tie, but he's not quite going to take it just yet. Still holding in line behind the Proximity Racing guys right there. It looks like these trucks in the front starting to single file on out. Content drafting for a little bit here. Dominic Howe trying that high line. He's the first one we've seen today. Goes door to door with Skylar Carnes right there through the tri-oval. We've seen the trucks get kind of close as they dance through the tri-oval. Curious to see if we get any more doors touching through there. That's where we had our first caution. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the way. The 2 patriotic cars getting together right there. That's Zentek and Santo, the 8 and the 6, but the 6 shuffled to the bottom. Not sure what happened there. And he's going to be drifting all the way back to the pack, back to the back of the pack. Try and hold on to that draft right there. Back to the front. Looks like the high line's starting to come in there for Kevin Foster and Dominic Howe. That's the 83 and the 20. And they're going to try and challenge these Proximity Racing guys using that high line. Good run that they've got going here. Handwork jumps to the high side as well, deciding to make it 3 cars on 3 cars. And we might have a battle for the lead coming up here. Kevin Foster in the 83, Chase Bonzer in the 81. It's a battle of the 80 cars. Dominic Howe pushing the 83 down that back straightaway. Dominic Howe, last week's winner, holding his line really well, just pushing that 83, staying right on his bumper, riding along with him right now. 191 coming out of the turn, and a shove right there through the tri-oval. He's just pushing the 83 to the lead right here. Kevin Foster out in front, your new leader here at Daytona. We'll see if he can hold on to it. Big bump coming out of turn 2. Dominic Howe looks fast in that second car position. Up 11 out of 60, and we've got a bit of a breakaway here. The 2 trucks slipping on that apron, drifts up the track a little bit. Good play by Dominic Howe, and he dives to the bottom, leaving the 83 out to dry. Kevin Foster, no one behind him. Handwork's going to try and pick him up, but the 30 of Howe is going to push the 81 of Bonzer back to lead. Door! The 30's hit. Looks like we're going to have a caution. The 83 of Foster is into the inside wall. Trucks down to the apron, and we stay green. Your biggest loser right there is definitely Dominic Howe getting pushed down to the apron, and Kevin Foster back there after hitting the inside retaining wall. Let's get a quick instant replay here of what happened. As we're coming into the tri-oval, pay attention to the 83 of Kevin Foster right here. Comes down in the 30, bangs into his door. The 30 holds on to it. That's Dominic Howe, but Foster can't quite save it through the grass. He's going to hit that inside retaining wall. He's going to limp it on around the track. Still looking okay, trying to make it work. We head back to the front of the field. And it's Proximity Racing, guys, taking over the lead once again. 1-2 is Mulrooney Jr. and Bonzer. And they've got a bit of a lead. It's an 8-car breakaway at the front of the pack. 8 trucks, 3 seconds ahead of the group behind them. It's Mulrooney Jr., Bonzer, Zentek, Carnes, Samuel Williams, Carl Handwerk, Andrew Rattel, Tyler Davis, all breaking away from the field here. Starting a single file on out here. We talked about it earlier. The ability to be patient, get a single file run going, then we can get a little green flag action working, and we're not 2x2 bumping doors like we just saw. We're in car with Skylar Carnes here in the Interstate Battery 47 machine. See him locked in here tonight. He's been looking for a win. We talked about his consistency throughout this season. You got to imagine he's searching for his first victory here tonight. It'd be a big one here at Daytona. Everyone wants to win at Daytona, and you can't blame them. These 8 trucks have broken away. We head back to this second pack, led by Derek Winter. He's got Dominic Howe behind him, and Lucas Cram in that 44. We saw him drift to the back. He's making his way back toward the front with the help of the 7 truck of Michael DiMaggio. These trucks in that 2x2 lane, we kind of talked about it earlier. It works. That's how the guys run it. But is it faster? We're seeing him drift away from that lead pack who's chosen to get single file and just be patient here and kind of let the race come to them. Only through lap 16 out of 60, so again, a long way to go here. But it's going to be interesting to see how the second pack tries to shake itself out. If guys get impatient, we'll see how that goes. Pit road strategy will also be apparent later in the race. We'll see guys take 2 tires, no tires, 4 tires. See how that works. The second pack starting to single file on out as well. It looks like we've got a drag race on our hands between this first group and the second group, who is now 4 seconds back, trying to make up that time. Everyone's starting to get patient here. Derek Winter leading the charge. The 6 truck of Andrew Santo looking inside there, right along that double yellow line, making it work for him. The 21 machine of Liam Sheen, we mentioned him starting in the rear, last place, and he's now battled his way up into 12th position, possibly 11th here, as the 6 gets shuffled to the top. He's going to cross the finish line 11th here. Lucas Cram, the points leader, right behind him, pushing him. He's moved up 16 spots. That's how we talked about plate racing being good for that. It's just a little shifting up and down the track. 23, the 83, I'm sorry, of Kevin Foster goes high. He's a lap down, lets everybody go. No problems there. Truck looks down on power. He might have to take this one down pit road here momentarily. We'll see if he brings it in this lap. See the little wrinkle on the hood of the Pennzoil machine of Kevin Foster right here. Just trying to hold on to that draft. Don't know if he can quite do it. You see his RPMs are down right there. So just trying to limp this one around as long as he can. Head back to the front, and it's still Mulroney Jr. and Bonser, 1-2. Not a lot of action going on here, but Samuel Williams has quietly made his way behind the 47. It's the 47 and the 48 in 4th and 5th. Ford truck peeking on the outside right there. That's Carl Handwerk thinking about going to the outside. Won't quite do it just yet as they're coming up on that lap machine of Kevin Foster. Everyone stays low. He stays high. And this 8-car breakaway continues to turn some laps. We're through 20 out of 60, 1/3 through this one. For now, Mulroney Jr. and Bonser seem content running 1-2. Zentek behind them looks good. And then he's got Carnes back behind him. Zentek and Carnes teammates, and the 81 and the 2 also teammates. So we've got 2 pairs of teammates going at it right here. Sorry about that. Back behind them, that second group seems to have chosen the 2x2 once again. John Robert Masterson leading the second group. The 32, he's past Derek Winter, who we saw leading the second group earlier. And Dominic Howe continues to just push trucks. He's proven his worth as a great drafting partner. Getting on his good side is definitely going to be a key toward the end of the race. For sure. You imagine, oh, 6 truck up into the wall there. That's Andrew Santo. He's going to come down the track, up onto the track, and we might have a caution here. The race is going to stay green as we have that third pack come flying by. Andrew Santo into the wall. Could not quite hold on to it as it came back down the track. He's got significant damage on the right side of that machine. So we head back to the front. Aaron Mulroney Jr. in the 2. Bonser in the 81. Zentek in the 8. Skyler Sucks just in the windshield of the 47 machine. Gotta love friendly teammate banter like that. And they're really making it work, showing that team chemistry is just as important as driver skill here tonight. Able to hang in there. Taking a look back at this second pack that is now 6 seconds back of the lead pack. They continue to just drop time. They go single file, they go 2 wide, they go back to single file. Not sure if they have the speed or if this 2x2 is hurting them. We're going to find out as this one goes on. 32 of John Robert Masterson leading the charge, though. Dominic Howe all over his bumper. We've seen Howe push and push and push, and he just continues to do just that. See a little wrinkle on the right rear of the 32 machine. And here he goes, looking high. Let's see if he has help. Gonna get the quarter panel there. And Dominic Howe decided it was time. Makes a move to the outside. He gets the 21 of Liam Sheen to go with him. But the 32 of Masterson, followed by the 44 of Cram, is going to hold that inside line. We talked about whether the outside will eventually be faster than the low line or what'll work. And it's been a mixed bag so far. We've seen the high line be able to work up toward the front, especially on restarts. But this low line, you're just able to hold it ever so slightly closer together. And that's proving valuable here as we watch the 44 and the 32 clear that 4 truck group. 9 truck looking to the outside. That's Derek Winter. He's going to have the 30 jump up with him. And they're going to try to make that outside work once again. Howe thinks better of it. Dives back to the inside. And Derek Winter is going to hold on to that outside. He's got DiMaggio in the 7 behind him. 21 wanted to go outside, but he's stuck underneath the 9. And here comes the 30 once again. Dominic Howe continues to keep getting these runs. Can't quite do anything with them just yet. Doesn't have a lot of help. Trying to get the 9 on his bumper to try and get around the 44 and the 32. 9 decides he's going to take the inside now. Inside out move on Howe in the 30. Great move right there, and he's going to tuck right under the 44 machine of Cram. 30 jumps back in line. We talked about patience and patience being key, and leaders shuffling about. These guys shuffling about. The stark difference between this first pack and this pack, we see the second pack kind of shuffling around quite a bit. In this lead pack, we flash back to them again. It's the 2, the 81, the 8, and the 47. Still 1, 2, 3, 4. Handwork behind him. Rattel behind him. Tyler Davis right behind him. They've all just kind of settled on out. They're content running how they are, and they are able to just make up speed. That second group closing a little bit now, though. Only 5.5 back of this lead pack. Flashing back to that second pack. Still 2x2, and it looks like a little damage on the 21 machine. You see that right front just wrinkled up a little bit. Let's see if we missed anything. He gets up, goes high for that lap truck, and just kind of a shuffle as the 48 kind of gets in the way there. They're able to all make it around him safely. No caution, and we are back live. Watching this second pack try to make up ground. They are indeed making up ground. Watching the lap times on the screen next to me. And Cram and John Robert Masterson are definitely pushing the front of this pack. And the rest of the truck's able to kind of fall in behind them, making it work. Flash back toward the front. Let's get a quick race summary as we approach halfway. We've completed 28. We're on lap 29. 1 lead change and 1 caution for 4 laps. That was early. That was on lap 4. And we've kind of settled in now here into this one here at Daytona. Leaders starting to give themselves some space as well. Not quite nose to tail, and seems to be working for him. Although those times continue to close on that second group, it's going to be interesting to see if they can close in and maybe challenge to get back in this first group, or if they're going to be stuck behind there until we hit green flag pit stops. Should we have green flag pit stops, those will be a super interesting part of this one in terms of who's going to go when, if teammates are going to go together, if everyone's all going to go at once. If this first group goes, will that second group go? Will that third group go? We got a third group that's 16 seconds back. That one's led by Mark Stryker. We're taking a look at it now. These guys are just falling off and haven't quite been able to get back up there. If you lose the draft, it is relatively hard to kind of catch back up to it, so to speak, especially when you see these guys running 2 trucks nose to tail, but the rest truck loose behind him. Caution is out as you see the 22 and the 26 sliding around. That's David Ketchum and Joshua Schofield. Let's take a quick peek at what just happened. The 22 of Schofield in the Winn-Dixie machine Touches the apron, gets loose. And 26 of Ketchum just nowhere to go right there. He's going to be collected in this one. That's going to be a rough way to end his night. Riding along with David Ketchum here. You see Schofield just touch that apron. And then he thought he was going to stay down there. Tries to get on the brakes. And a big hit right there as David Ketchum gets into him. And puts us back under caution here. Tries to drive that truck away, though. As we are back live. Whoops. Sorry about that. We're actually back live now. So this could be interesting. We will see. We should see a lot of action on pit road here. I would certainly imagine trucks taking fuel, trying to make it to the end. Let's find out. Two in the 81, both gonna go. And here comes everybody. All lead lap trucks heading down pit road, looking to get service. And it's going to be a question, are we going to see tires? Are we going to see fuel and go? Here's where strategy is going to play a factor. Two in the 81 coming into pit at similar times. 44 slides into that first pit box. Tires going on most of these trucks. See a lot of trucks taking 4. Looks like everyone's going to end up taking 4 tires here. The 2's going to win the race off of pit road. The 44 and the 81 close race off pit road. Josh Zentek with the slow pit stop right there. He's going to come off. And there's the 32 of John Robert Masterson. Race off of pit road here. Looks like Mulrooney Jr. is going to come out and inherit the lead. He's got Chase Bonser behind him. So Bonser does beat the 44 off of pit road. Josh Zentek there in the 8 machine. And Skylar Carnes back behind him. Teammates sticking together. So we're going to take this caution to send you over to another one of our sponsors, Next Level Gaming. We'll be right back. So as we come out of the commercial break, I'd like to apologize first of all. I always say Next Level Gaming, it's Next Level Racing. Be sure to check them out. They do a lot of cool stuff, especially with rigs. You saw one right there. Very cool stuff they got going on over there. And some of it is budget friendly, so if you're not trying to get a giant rig, you can totally check them out for one of the cheaper things that they provide. Very cool stuff. And then my second apology is Lucas Cram did end up beating Bonser off of pit road. So he's going to be in second, which is great for the 81 because he gets right behind his teammate in the 2 truck on this restart. Assuming that Mulrooney Jr. is going to pick that inside line. We'll probably see that as we get later in the race. Trucks picking the inside versus outside line just to be in front of who they want to be in front of. Who they can get to push them along the way. We'll kind of see how this goes about. Quick look through the field here. We got Mulroney Jr. in first, Lucas Cram in second. Chase Bonzer will be restarting third. Carl Handwerk back behind him. And Skylar Carnes rounding out the top 5 back behind him. Tyler Davis has had a quietly solid day. He's sitting pretty in 6th. Liam Sheen, we mentioned him starting in the rear. He's come back up there. He's in 7th. Derek Winter, we've seen him a lot of this race. He's in 8th. Josh Zentek, after a slow pit stop, is in 9th. So he's got a little bit of battling to do. And Joe DiMaggio in 10th. Start to enter a little bit of that danger zone we talked about as we see the 19 of Joshua Stiles. He's in 10th. Michael DiMaggio in the 7 is in 12th. Alex Vasilio is going to be in the 15. He'll be on his inside. Quinn Trimmer in the 78 there. And John Robert Masterson going to round out those guys. William Downham in that new paint scheme. We talked about it earlier. Taking a peek at it there. And Mark Stryker in the 77. I'm going to flash you back up to Lucas Cram in the 44 machine as we get ready to go back green. Sitting in second, you see the proximity racing machine on his inside. He's going to have to do a lot of work to get by these guys, but you're a points leader for a reason, and I'm sure we're going to see some fireworks here before this one is over. Getting ready to go back green here at Daytona. Chat says watching the 15 and the 19, hoping for a good finish from those guys. They've certainly been doing their work. Alex Vasilio has battled back up to 12th, and the 19 sitting pretty in 10th. Green flag is out. We are back under green here at Daytona. Lucas Cram staying on that outside of the 2 truck. He's able to hang in there. Carl Handwerk not able to stay on his bumper, can't quite provide the push, and he's going to dive to the bottom, hanging Cram out to dry in that outside line. We mentioned people wanting to run the inside versus the outside, and right here you see 5 trucks all wanting the inside, no one wanting to go outside and help Cram, and he's going to just be shuffled on back with no drafting help right there. Cram's going to fall in a line. He goes from 2nd to 6th right there. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles in this one. If you don't have any drafting help, you're in trouble. And we see these 2 guys at the front just pushing each other all the way through here. And it's looking like a good one we've got on our hands. 45 of Tyler Davis going a little below the apron right there. Makes it work, getting back into the corner. Lucas Cram wants that outside. You can tell he wants to run that second groove, but no one's really going with him yet. He keeps thinking about the outside, and he can't quite get the drafting help. He's looking around the 45 here. He's got Zentek and Winter coming up behind him, and these guys might be able to make a run in this outside line. 21 of Liam Sheen. He's having a good race in that inside. What in the world? He's able to hold that draft of the inside line there. 45 coming back to the outside, but Lucas Cram gets his quarter panel. The 45 now going to be hung out to dry is Tyler Davis, but he's got the 8 of Josh Zentek back behind him to pick him up. Zentek dives to the bottom now. The 45 might get hung out to dry. He's got Derek Winter a car length back, but is he going to pick him up? Nope. Winter dives to the bottom as well. Watching Tyler Davis in this 45, he made a move to the outside. Cram said no and dove it back to the inside. And now Tyler Davis is going to get shuffled on back here. Currently sitting in 9th. He was just in 6th, and he gets shuffled on back, and you see how quick and easy it is to drop positions here. So you got to wonder how that's going to affect drivers' mentality later in the race. some people that's going to happen to, and they're going to want to get that spot right back. It's important to not push too much. Try and really make it work here. 81 and the 2, just going to town on each other's bumpers. Trying to get away from that 4. Riding along with Chase Bonzer here. See him all over Mulrooney's bumper. We talked about great drafting help and how it can make just for such an easy run. If you can do this all race, you're able to control the race. You're able to hold that front line and not really be challenged by others, so to speak. Mulrooney Jr. focused on the track ahead. He's got Bonzer just pushing away behind him. So you see how extreme this banking is. That 31 degrees of banking here in the corners, 5 degrees in the straightaways. So come to start finish line for lap 41 out of 60. 20 to go as they hit the stripe. Outside line still trying to come in. Derek Winters leading the charge on that one. Tyler Davis has been picked up in that outside. Couple trucks shifting around. Starting to get a little antsy here. Getting a little bit later in the race. People starting to see laps winding down. And this is where it's going to be interesting. You got to think about how your crew chief is talking to you. Yeah, he's telling the driver 20 laps left, but 20 laps is a long time here. We talked about lap times being about 50 seconds. There's a lot of room to give, so still about 20 minutes of race left. That's a long time to be racing. So patience is still going to be very, very key here. So we've only had 2 cautions here tonight. Two cautions for 8 laps, 19 to go, only 1 lead change. We've seen the proximity racing guys just hold it on up there. As these guys are mixing it up here, so we've got quite a battle. We talked about being split into 2 groups. Now they're all in one big pack, and this is pack racing here at Daytona. Two by two, and you're getting a great look at the skill of these drivers to just hold that line. Keep pushing the guy in front of them, staying off the guy below him. Derek Winter trying to make that outside line work. Caution is out. William Downham. You see him on the inside retaining wall as we're going to flash back and see what quite happened here. He's on the back of that lead group. Gets up into the wall. Can't quite hold on to it, and the 22 of Joshua Schofield smacks into him. Sends him around. Let's take one more look at that one from the 22's perspective. Schofield sees him come down. Tries to correct it and can't quite avoid him. And he is into the tires. That is a big, big hit right there. We're on board with William Downham here as we saw him get in the wall. Let's see what happened. Just gets a little too high. Gets caught in that wall. And then he's going to save it, but gets hit in the left rear quarter panel. Smacks that wall hard. Gotta hope he's okay there. Joshua Schofield riding along with him right here. Take a look at what happened from inside his machine. Pennzoil, the 22. Joey Logano type paint scheme. Wrecking up ahead of him. See him try to work it. And boom! That is a hard lick right there. Gotta hope he's okay. tries to get that truck refired after that one. And that was a big hit right there. So let's see if we have any takers on pit road. Looks like everyone's going to stay out. That's on the lead lap. There goes the 7 machine. That's Michael DiMaggio. And it looks like he was going to be followed by the 13 of Andrew Rattel. There goes William Downham in the 92. And those will be your pit road takers here. So not a lot of action on pit road. Everyone content with what they've got in terms of tires and fuel. Probably good on running to the end here. Two truck of Mulroney Jr. holding on to that lead here. Started in 6th, moved up to 1st very quickly. And the proximity racing guys have been working very, very well together. And we've just seen them control the race. We haven't seen anyone that's really put up a challenge. We do know if the challenge is going to come, it's got to be on the outside line. We've seen the outside line start to work, but no one's able to really no one has been able to find that rhythm, so to speak. And it's a matter of getting more people involved in that outside line. We saw Lucas Graham jump up there and then get no help. We saw Tyler Davis jump up there and then get no help. So it's really a question of, if I jump up there, is someone going to be on my bumper ready to go with me? And as these guys continue to dominate, you got to think that someone's going to want to test it. Someone somewhere is going to want to try and make a move on these proximity racing guys that are 1-2. And it might come quick here. So a common theme on this broadcast has been the idea of cautions breeding cautions. When Josh has been in the booth, we've really talked about it, that cautions, you get new tires, you get reset, all packed back up. Things kind of working out. So we'll see if that happens. Super Speedway racing, a little bit different. We talked about it earlier. We've seen it on the track in front of us here tonight. So we'll see kind of what goes on. And it becomes ever so important to have your spotters talking together, communicating with other drivers. So this should be an interesting restart, though. With Mulroney being 1 and Bonzer being 2, they're going to be side by side on the restart. So you can kind of gimmick this a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And if they're going to be able to get together. Is the 2 truck going to let the 81 go? Is the 81 going to let the 2 go? Because in theory, here's what could happen. If you're the 2 truck, you pick the outside line. You have the 81 hold back, drop down in front of them. You guys are good to go. We'll see if they do that or if they're going to do some other strategy. It looks like that's kind of what they're planning. So we'll see how this goes. 13 to go when we go back green. Chris Kynes back on the lead lap in the 29 machine. We saw him wreck early, but he's battled his way back. Starting 9th, he's dropped back to 20th after an incident early in this one. And wouldn't you know it, he's got a shot to challenge for a good finish here. Quite possibly a top 10. We know things are going to get mixed up throughout this one, and we haven't really seen the true big one yet. So that could be on the horizon quickly. Who's going to try to jump it 3 wide? And what are we going to see here? Mulroney Jr. on the inside. Bonds are on the inside. I'm sorry. Mulroney Jr. on the outside. Back behind them, Derek Winter in the Pennzoil machine. Carl Handwork, Skylar Carnes, Tyler Davis. All these trucks ready to battle for position here. And they got to get around the proximity racing guys. Lucas Cram back there in 7th. That's your points leader. He's ready to go. A lot of these trucks ready to go. Ready to move. You see the 8 of Josh Zentek right there. Beautiful paint scheme here tonight at Daytona for him. We'll see if that paint scheme can bring him to the front. His teammate Skylar Carnes on his inside right there. You see him in the 47 Interstate Batteries machine. We are ready to go back green here at Daytona. 13 to go. Let's see if all hell's going to break loose just yet. 81 on the inside. He's in 2nd place. Mulroney Jr. is your leader. Green flag. The 81 holds up. 2 truck with a big gap right there. See, he drops right to the bottom, picks up the 81, and just like we talked about, you start. Oh, and the 81 is going to blow up. Trouble for the 81. Bonzer down in the apron, and he lost his motor. He is inside. He's on the inside. 300 RPMs. He is done for the day, and that is an unfortunate happening for the proximity racing machine. And here comes the big one. Trucks inside. It's a madhouse on the back straightaway. A lot of trucks collected in this one.
Is a goddamn caution for it. Correct.
Tyler Davis involved. Liam Sheen involved. Michael DiMaggio involved. It's the big one, and we finally seen it. It happens with 13 to go. Let's take another look at it here. Trucks get shuffled up. Knocked into the wall. A lot of trucks collected in this one. And we talked about being in the middle, not always the best. Chase Bonzer lost his motor right there. Great move by Skylar Carnes. Let's ride along here with the 7 of Michael DiMaggio and see what he saw up in front of him. Going down the back straight here. A little bit of checkup on that inside line. You see him get squirrely right as he sends it 3 wide. He tries to get out of the gas as much as he can. Collected by the 21. 21 gets into the 78. It is just a mess. An absolute mess. 21's perspective spins the 32 out. Up into the outside. John Robert Masterson down on that inside. Let's see what he saw. Running in the 32. He was up toward the front. He was one of the top guys. You see him right on Lucas Cram's bumper. Points leader. A little bit of checkup. Not sure where to go. The 45 gets in the wall and just nothing to do for Masterson. As we watch the 45 get in the wall. And the field skids on out of there. One look at onboard of the 45. Goes right down with the 2. Don't think he got touched. Gets up into the wall. Not quite able to hang on. The 19 is collected. Just a lot of cars here involved in this one. 19 was 3 wide on the outside. He almost squeezes by the 45. Just not enough room. Can't quite make it. Let's take one more look at this one. So they restarted on the front straightaway. Bonzer in the 81, not able to make it. And they were battling here as they head down the back straight. 21 and the 32 battling. You watch that 45. It's where it all starts. Up at the top. Gets into the wall. And mass chaos ensues. 21 rides up the track, collects 3 trucks. Just nowhere to go for a lot of these guys. It's not a fun way to end for a lot of these drivers. Like we said, nothing you can do on a lot of these. And that's the most frustrating part. You run a good race. But we talked about it. Guys being in the front, guys being behind. Look at it from the 47 of Skylar Carnes. He's got the 44 of Cram on his inside, back behind him. A little bit of checkup. Saw Cram go to the inside, and then there goes everybody. Cram was involved in this one. So your points leader. Alex Vasilio's point of view from back behind him. Just carnage. That's the only way to describe this one. Gotta hope everyone's okay after that one. And we've had quite the shakeup. We called it. If you can avoid the big one, you're going to be good to go. Lights still on the pace car. Chase Bonser in the Air 81. Apologizing for that one. Might have been the root of it all, so to speak. But we've had the big one now. Will there be another? 29 of Chris Kynes battled all the way up to 6th. We mentioned how being in the back can kind of be beneficial when wrecks like that happen. It seems like he is certainly making his presence felt. Sitting there in 6th, Chris Kynes getting some love from the chat here tonight. A lot of fans out there for him. Also some cheers for Alex Vasilio in the 15. He's up there looking at a top 5 right now. Could be a good one. Lap trucks galore. But a lot of these guys are probably going to try and stay on the lead lap here, actually. So we'll see how this one shakes out. As the field gets the 1 to go, we're going to hit the line with 8 to go. This time we started with 13. We're now at 8. A quick look at your top 5 here now that we've had that bit of a shakeup. Aaron Mulrooney Jr., the lone proximity racing truck left in this one. He's got Derek Winter on his outside, Skylar Carnes, Josh Zentek, and Alex Vasilio is your top 5. Worthy to note that Skylar Carnes and Josh Zentek have sat toward the front most of the race. Teammates, so you got to be on the lookout for them. See if they have any kind of strategy here down the stretch. We talked about being able to jump to the high side, make it work. If you have a teammate, that's certainly helpful. Get your spotter to talk to another spotter as well. So we'll see how this one works out. We're looking at about 11 trucks left fairly clean. That's the pack you're looking at right now. Mark Stryker in the 77 back there. Quinn Trimmer. 12 trucks ready to go. We're going to get the green flag. Green flag is out. 2 truck on the gas. And we are back green here at Daytona. Let's see if we can finish this one out. Mulrooney Jr. leads him to the line. Carnes behind him. Derek Winter on the outside there. Let's see how these trucks are going to shuffle on out here. Winter on the outside, not able to get any help just yet. All the trucks diving that low line. Dominic Howe, we haven't called his name a lot this race. He's going to try and help out the 9 on the top. Winter and Howe have been working together most of this race. Looks like they're going to do it again. Trying that high line. They made it work earlier. Let's see if they can make it work again. It's Mulrooney Jr. and Skylar Carnes, 1-2, and Josh Zentek right behind him. Carnes and Zentek hooked up. We talked about them as teammates. And they're going to try and push the 2 as far as they can and then try and make a move of their own. But the 9 and the 30 making it work on the outside. 2's going to jump up to block that one. 30 truck makes it 3 wide, heading into 1. 3 wide right behind the lead, but Skylar Carnes and Josh Zentek are going to be the beneficiaries of this one. Low line looking to put it together. Trucks back to 2x2. Carnes with a push from Zentek. Looking to pull out to the lead. Mulroney Jr. getting shuffled back now. Howe's been a great pusher all race. We'll see if he can push the 2 truck. Zentek almost clear of the 2 right there. Not quite yet, as the 2's going to battle back now. Mulroney Jr. on that outside. It's a 9-car breakaway here. Mulroney Jr. on the outside. Carnes on the inside. Carnes has his teammate with him. Mulroney Jr. all by his lonesome here. But he's got the 30 of Dominic Howe, who's been pushing great all race. Continuing to push. The 2 dives to that low line in front of Skylar Carnes. Dominic Howe on the outside by himself now. Door to door with Zentek in the 8. You see how close these drivers are getting. Super Speedway racing at its finest. 5 to go here. It's money time now for a lot of these drivers. Zentek trying to clear the 30. If he can clear the 30, they might be able to make a move. Not quite there yet, and he can't move up. You see they wanted to do it right there, but can't quite get it done just yet. Five to go. That outside line starting to shuffle back. If they can get it together, they're definitely going to have a run here. It's a matter who wants to go where. 4 to go. Outside line starting to come right back. You see the 30 of Howe looking for back-to-back wins. And it'd be a big one here at Daytona if he could pull it off. Skylar Carnes still pushing the 2. Nowhere to go quite yet. As Zentek and Carnes trying to plan their attack. Carnes right on the bumper of the 2. Dominic Howe pushing into the lead momentarily right there. Mulroney Jr. is going to battle right on back. It's the battle of the high line versus the low line. The high line looks better on the straightaways, but then in the corners, the low line is able to get just enough of a run to catch him. Lap traffic here could cause trouble. The 2 jumps to the outside, 3 wide all around the lap traffic. Mark Stryker holds onto that line, and the field fans out all around him. 3 to go as they hit the stripe. That fanning out caused the outside line to kind of die off here. Let's see if they can regather and rebattle. Right now it's Carnes pushing Mulroney Jr. Zentek right on his bumper. 13 holding down the apron there, letting these lead cars go by. Carnes thinking about the outside. Thinks once, thinks twice. Not going to go just yet. Another fake move out there. Keeps peeking, keeps peeking. 2 to go here. It's anyone's race right here. This is why we come to super speedways. It's the guys we've seen all season. Mulroney Jr., Skylar Carnes, Josh Zentek. But there's some names you haven't heard a lot. Chris Kynes in the 29. John Robert Masterson. Justin Walters. All up here battling for a win. Lap car goes high, 2 by 2. That high line starting to come in again. You see the power of the high line. It's the 30 and the 9 pushing on the outside. Coming to the white flag here. And we're going to have quite the finish. Carnes wanted the outside. He's not going to get there. He's sealed off on the bottom. Boxed in. His only choice is to push the 2 right now. 30 battling with the 9. Here we go. White flag lap here. Here is the time to shine. Low line looking good in the corner. We'll see what the 2's going to do on this back straightaway here. Mulroney Jr. in control of this one. He's got the outside line. Going to have a run here coming down the back straightaway. Carnes has it if he wants it. Won't take it just yet, as he's not quite clear of the 30. Nowhere to go for Carnes. Howen is outside, running up the track just a bit. Mulroney Jr. still holding on to that lead. A little bit of a hiccup by the 30. He takes out Zentek. Zentek in the wall. The 30's in the wall. And we're going to have a drag race to the finish. Door to door as they come to the finish line. Carnes doors the 2. And who is going to pull that one off? It is Mulrooney Jr. by 7/1000ths of a second over Carnes. And what a finish here at Daytona. A photo finish. A lot of guys in the wall. Wow. Let's take one more look at that one as we had a great finish. Taking a peek at the replay, we see the 8 and the 30 get into it, and then the 30 might have had some help from the 9, and Zentek is sent around, and then coming to the finish, the 2 battling with the 47. They go door to door, and Carnes is just barely beat right there. Oh, what a finish! Let's take one more look at this one. From the nose of the 15 machine, who had a great look at this battle coming to the line. .30 drifts up the track just a bit, gets into the quarter panel, and what a move by Alex Vasilio. Gets super lucky, just dooring each other, coming to the finish. Oh my goodness. What a way to end this one. As we come to your start-finish line, Aaron Mulrooney Jr. just holding on over Skylar Carnes right here. And we're going to get everyone's opinion, but first we're going to send it over to Blaze Pizza for one last. Or we're actually going to send it over to Butt Kicker, our last sponsor we haven't thanked here tonight. Get a quick shout out from them, and we'll be back with your top 3.
A viewing experience so real. You're not only trackside, you're inside. Meet Butt Kicker, a simple wireless device that takes just seconds to install. Breakthrough technology that shakes your couch and rocks you without any additional volume. Experience the thrill of live racing at home. Go to shakemycouch.com right now to see a special offer for race fans. Don't just watch TV, feel it.
All right, so we're back here, and first we're going to talk to the 8 truck of Josh Zentek. Josh, you got a copy?
Yes, I got a copy.
All right, so talk to us about that finish right there, man.
Yeah, I was trying to defend for Skylar, trying to get him that win. Unfortunately, the 30 and the 9 got a huge run on the outside, so I just told him go to the outside and just try and beat the 2 to the line. And while I was trying to protect there, the 9 kind of spun the 30, and the 30 right-reared me into the wall. So I'm glad for Skylar getting second place, but I wish we could have just finished 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk about, did you guys have a strategy coming into that last restart, or was it just kind of wait and see where your run came?
Yeah, we were starting 3rd and 4th, and our plan was if there was a hole behind him, I would drop behind him and push him and just stay in the bottom lane, because that outside lane, they need to regroup every time they get hot and they lose momentum. So we just figured we'll stay in the bottom lane, stay up front, and have a chance to the end. And unfortunately, Mulrooney got him at the line.
Yeah, what was your plan of attack there? Hypothetically, you don't get wrecked. Hypothetically, the outside line doesn't get that run. What's your move? Where are you making that move with Skylar?
Yeah, if the outside lane wasn't there, I would have maybe in the middle of 3 and 4, or coming off of turn 4, we would have both went to the outside. I would have pushed them like hell to that line and would have got Skylar the win.
Yeah, it would have been a good one. But 11th place finish, unfortunate end to your race for sure. Anyone you want to
Yeah.
thank here tonight?
I want to thank you for streaming the race. I want to thank everybody for in the league, for Norse Force, Matt, John, all the people that run it. I don't have any sponsors, but my truck tonight looked pretty badass, I'd say.
Yeah, truck looked fantastic. We made mention of it a couple times here tonight. So good paint job by whoever did that one.
I actually made it myself.
Well, very good job.
Thank you.
So, Brazash Zentek coming home 11th. Almost pushed Skylar Carnes to win. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
So that was the 8 machine of Zentek. So now let's turn to Alex Vasilio, 15 machine. Alex, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, buddy. So talk to us about that last turn. What you saw, what happened.
I saw death in front of my eyes, and I lived to tell the tale.
So tell us about it. What happened? Did you just stand in it and hope for the best?
That was pretty much it. I saw them. I don't even know what the heck they did. I just saw two people crashing. I don't know the number specifically. I just saw 2 people crashing, and I was like, I've been in this situation before, and I know if I let up, I'm gonna die. So just keep my foot in it and hope for the best. And got a third out of it, so I think that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, and you had a heck of a finish in front of you, too.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch.
But so talk to us about the race. Did you have any kind of strategy, or were you just kind of trying to avoid the mayhem?
Me and my teammate Josh, we were just for qualifying. We both ran the wall to get close in the back, and we were just riding around the back, hoping not to get involved in any crash. Unluckily, Josh got involved in the second to last crash. So me, him, and my spotter Presley Gilson were just trying to talk through what to do in the last restart, and go on to a third place finish.
Yeah, it was a great finish. Did you guys have a strategy coming into that restart, or was it just see what happens and go with the flow?
We knew that I believe it was whoever would start at the last restart. We knew that he was gonna go when the green flag dropped, and he did. So pretty much kept my foot in it from that lap, hoping that the 9 car wasn't going to make a hole and wreck him and me or everybody. And that's what happened pretty much.
Well, it worked out for you. Third place finish, so congrats on the win. Anyone you want to thank?
My spotter Presley Gilson, Beast Racing, for allowing me to race their paint scheme and having a new contract, and my teammate Josh Styles, just because.
All right, well, good deal, buddy.
And, yeah, thank you, and obviously Norse Force too for providing this.
Absolutely.
You,
so
thank
third
you.
place finish. Congrats on that one, and have a good one.
You too.
That was Alex Vasilio coming home with the third place finish. Big finish for him here tonight. And now we're going to turn to the 47, who came oh so close to get his first win of the year. Skylar Carnes. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, there he is. You came within 7 1,000ths of your first win.
It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking, but I was still smiling at the end because that was probably one of the closest finishes we might get here in this league.
So what were you thinking coming to the line? Did you think you had him, or?
We both thought that we had each other. Like, Aaron thought I had him at the line when we hit it. He absolutely thought I had him. I thought I did too until I looked. I was like, oh, dang it. It's heartbreaking, but I can't, complain. I finished second. I survived Daytona. I'm not going to complain one bit. It was unfortunate, though, that Josh, he tried coming up with me to have that extra oomph to get me around him at the line, but he got turned. I saw what happened in my rearview mirror, and that's when I knew it was just going to be me and Maroney one-on-one.
It was a great battle, too. So we talked to Josh a little bit earlier. Kind of talk to us about, like, he mentioned your strategy for the race. What was yours? Just hug that bottom line, or did you want to kind of jump up to the top at some point?
Now, it's mostly I'm listening to Josh here because Josh has more super speedway experience than I do. He knows the track flow. He knows when to go up and when to go down. For most of it, he just wanted to follow Maroney and Bonzer. He wanted to stay on that low line because we were faster. That high line just couldn't get anybody until the very end. So he knew stay on that low line, stay on the bumper, and he knew when to make the move. And he told me, right before exiting 4, now go up, get on his outside. And he tried moving up with me and just couldn't do it. But I'm mostly going to listen to Josh here because he has mostly really good super speedway wins at Daytona. He's still looking for one in the league for Talladega, but he's won some in Talladega too. He's definitely a top-notch driver and really fast at these tracks. So I'm going to listen and learn everything from him.
Absolutely, absolutely. You were close to getting involved in the big one. Did you know how close you were on that one?
Was it with Josh or was it with where I made the move 3 wide?
Nope, the 3 wide. Yep.
I knew how close I was. It to be honest, in my mind I panicked, but my body just reacted normally. Like I was panicking the whole time. Might have, have to change fire suits at the end of the race. but it was a lot of fun. I definitely thought that was the move that would probably get me up to where I finished tonight.
Well, you made it work and came home with a second place finish, but not by much either. So, great finish.
Definitely good points tonight. Needed that.
Absolutely. Anyone you want to thank before we get you on out of here?
Definitely want to thank my teammate Josh Zintek. I want to thank Aaron for that great battle, door slamming each other. Definitely want to thank you for hosting it. I want to thank my coworker Scott, who's been watching the stream, and my uncle that's also watching it, and everybody else, and my friends and family who are watching the stream right now. They support me every week coming into these things, and I think that's it.
All right, good deal. Well, congrats on the second place finish, and we're going to talk to you again soon.
All righty. Thank you, buddy.
That was Skylar Carnes coming home with a disappointing second place finish. I joke. That's not disappointing at all. Second place at Daytona is nothing to shake your head at. And now we are going to move on to our winner, Aaron Mulrooney Jr.
I'm gonna sit here.
Aaron, you got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, buddy. Well, first of all, congrats on the win, and what a battle that was at the end, eh?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it was a battle for the number 2 proximity racing Chevy Silverado tonight. I was working through mostly basically starting off, I think it was 6th place I started off in. And, I was just working with my teammate Chase Bonser throughout the race. And, I couldn't have gotten up to the front without him, and I thank him for that. And, I was just really happy to have that battle at the end with Skylar. I mean, hopefully it was an interesting broadcast, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So, looking forward to racing with Skylar and everyone next week.
Yeah, Skylar had nothing but good things to say, and he said that he thought you had him and you thought he had him.
Oh yeah, it was. We were talking in the waiting room, and we were like, "Oh, dude, I think I got you." And we were going back and looking at it, and it was a really intense battle from probably off of turn 4 down to the start finish line. I mean, it was just one of those races that you won't forget for a long, long time. It was just one of those memorable ones that you can look back and say, you know what? We had this amazing race at Daytona. You know what? I thought that was a really good moment of the season.
Absolutely. We are going to look back at this one. So going into that last restart, did you have an idea of what he was going to want to do or what you're going to have to look out for?
Yeah, basically it was kind of just, going to go with Chase, and then there was some issues with Moser. I don't really know what happened, but we were just basically kind of just going to work together and just get a 1-2 finish for proximity, but obviously there was some issues, and we just had to work around it and adapt.
Absolutely, and adapt you did. Door banging Skylar Carnes to the finish, and a great finish it was. Anyone you want to thank here tonight?
Yes, I would actually like to thank Proximity Racing, Splash and Go Graphics, Trey Shuttlesworth Images, also Garage Doors, iRacing for putting the service in our hands. I definitely want to thank you, Jet, for broadcasting this tonight. I appreciate it. This will be something I actually want to go back and see, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I definitely want to thank Matthew Forthen and John Hughes for officiating tonight's race. I mean, without them, we wouldn't be able to have Norse Force. So, I'm just really grateful, and I'm really happy to be here in this position.
Yeah, absolutely. Your first win of the season. Picked a good track to do it at.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, take it easy, buddy, and congrats on the win once again.
Thanks. Have a good night.
That was your winner, Aaron Mulrooney Jr. Fantastic race by him. We saw the finish go down to the wire between him and the 47. And what a finish it was. Let's take a look at our unofficial results. Aaron Mulrooney Jr. is going to take home the top spot here at Daytona. The spot everyone wants to be in. Skylar Carnes coming in 7 thousandths of a second behind. Alex Vasilio, we talked about him a little bit earlier, pulling home that third place finish. In fourth, John Robert Masterson. In fifth, Chris Kynes. Sixth is going to be Justin Walters. Seventh, Dominic Howe. Saw him get that huge run on the outside. Could not quite make it work, but still comes home with a 7th place finish. Eighth is going to be Quinn Trimmer. Ninth will be Lucas Cram. And in 10th, rounding out your top 10, is Samuel Williams in that 48 machine. 11th is going to be Derek Winter. 12th is going to be where Josh Zentek ends up, trying to push Skylar Carnes to the finish. Gets a little bit of door action and can't quite finish the race with that one. Andrew Santo is going to be there in 13th. 14th will be William Downham. And 15th will be Carl Handework. 16th is Andrew Rattel. 17th is Mark Stryker. And 18th is Tyler Davis. David Ketchum finishes 19th. And Joshua Schofield, we saw earlier, finishes 20th. 21st is going to be Michael DiMaggio. 22nd, Joshua Stiles, finishing 12 laps down. And Chase Bonser in the 81, we saw his engine go. He finishes 23rd. Liam Sheen, who we saw battle up toward the front of the pack, he finishes 24th after being involved in the big one there. And Kevin Foster in the 83 machine finishes 25th. Ryan Libby in 26th. And Dylan Alt rounds out the field in 27th. He was involved in that first caution and unfortunately could not finish the race here tonight. So great race here at Daytona, and it was a doozy of one. Some closing thoughts here for you. We saw driver patience show up tonight. And after seeing a caution on lap 3 or 4, definitely wasn't something we were expecting, but we were happily rewarded for this one, no doubt. You saw an exciting finish. We were not treated any kind of pit strategy, which in my mind is a good thing. It means we didn't have enough cautions for that to become a factor. And that's a big win there tonight. So one last look at our race summary. Aaron Mulrooney Jr. is your winner. We had 3 lane changes and 4 cautions for 16 laps. So great race here by the Norse Force Invader Series. So one last time, thank you for joining us here tonight. My name is Jared DeHater, and this has been a broadcast of the Norse Force Invader Series. Make sure to check out all of our sponsors. The list can be found on our Twitter and Facebook. Be sure to check out NorseForceRL.com as well. But just give a quick shout out to all the sponsors: Butt Kicker, Blaze Pizza, Next Level Racing, and Crockett Jerky. All make this league possible, and us able to put on this broadcast and this league, which has proved a good one. And we saw Aaron Mulrooney Jr. and Skylar Carnes battle it to the front. Both going to jump up in points here this next week as we take to the track of Darlington Raceway next week for 115 laps around that tricky 4-corner oval. And then after that, Richmond, followed by Charlotte. Then the field takes to Michigan International Speedway. And then Eldora for the All-Star race. And then we have a couple weeks off. So it's going to be a wild next couple 4 or 5 weeks. So be sure to tune in as we broadcast these every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Thank you to everyone that joined the chat, especially everyone rooting for their favorite drivers. That definitely did not go unnoticed. Thank you to Mariner. Oh, man, we're going to butcher this. Geomancy Games for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you to everyone else that is watching this back after the fact or whatever else you might be watching it for. And I hope you guys enjoyed. So for one last time, congratulations to Mulroney Jr., Aaron Mulroney Jr. for his win here tonight. And thank you guys all for making this possible. And we will see you next week at Darlington for the Darlington 160. So until then, everybody take it easy, and we will see you again soon.